Yes, yes, yes. We are here. We are live. Views and Views presented by Views from the 22 live on the scene. Take a little deep breath, fellas, because I have been waiting for this moment for about 28 days. Probably that's how long it's been since I've been on my last Sunday show. It's been a while, and the being away really brought things into perspective as to just how much I love what we do and how we do it. So, fellas, it is great to be here. If you have not been checking out our channel, make sure you check it out. The fellas have been dropping gems all month, especially that 30 for 30, the 94 feet of life dropped. If you haven't checked that one out, make sure you check that out because that is a testament in lab efficiency right there, especially with the ball movement always on display. We got a lot of great games today, as always. It is the NFL Week 16. We've already had four games played. We see three yesterday, one on Friday. Extremely, extremely exciting. Yesterday, fellas, for me was just another reminder. A constant reminder is always there, but this was just another reminder that sports is truly the greatest reality show on TV, bar none. You had that Gonzaga game in college basketball with the dude just shooting lights out like he was Steph Curry. You had that great game in the NBA between the Blazers and the Rockets. They had a lot of great NBA action. You had that Coastal Carolina game in college football where they tried three times not to score and ended up fumbling. Stop doing that. We'll go ahead into that because another NFL team ended up doing it on one of the games we're going to talk about. You had LeBron winning Male Athlete of the Year for the fourth time. No other athlete has done that. I believe it's only Lance Armstrong and Tiger Woods. The biggest difference is LeBron ain't never had nothing off the court like those other two have, but that's a different story for a different day. So shout out to LeBron for his consistent excellence on and off the court and everything that he does. Speaking of consistent excellence, Brady yesterday was just lights out. The last four quarters, Tom Brady has thrown for 668 yards and six touchdowns. That is something stupid. He set the Bucks record for a season. He's now second, or he's tied Aaron Rodgers for the most 35 plus touchdowns in the season, 12 straight playoff appearances, the most for any player. I mean, just shout out to just the excellence from all the athletes displayed yesterday. But where the drama really happened, fellas, was in Vegas, where it always goes down, one way or another. That was one of the craziest endings between the Raiders and the Dolphins. The final 6 minutes when Ryan Fitzpatrick came in, took him down, kicked the field goal. Raiders next play, it was a 1st and 20, deep shot all the way down to Aguilar, touchdown. Then the catch and run by Gaskins, and then the most ridiculous no look pass. I never thought I would say this, but Ryan Fitzpatrick actually outdid Patrick Mahomes. That's how crazy 2020 has been. In the end, the Dolphins win, the Raiders lose. Raiders are out of playoff contention. The Dolphins are very much alive, and if they beat Buffalo next Sunday, then the Dolphins are in the playoffs with 11 wins. Playoffs? Dolphins? What? Shout out to Brian Flores. I don't need a poll. I don't need to ask nobody. I don't need a vote. Coach of the year, Brian Flores, for the way he's
Yes.
handled everything in Miami. They say if you have two quarterbacks, you have none. Brian said, hey, man, it's 2020. Sometimes you got to do things in a very unconventional way. And it's been working. So, Germ, let's just start with you. Your thoughts from yesterday's games and everything. Just the Dolphins game.
Germ told y'all, but y'all didn't listen. That's the theme of today. I told y'all the Raiders wasn't ready. You know, I even told that dude down there at the bottom of the screen named Vic Jr. I told him too.
You sure I'm at the bottom of the screen? I don't know.
Yeah, yes, you're at the bottom of the screen, sir.
You're at the bottom of
Yeah.
my screen right now.
Oh, okay.
You're at the bottom of my screen
okay.
right
All
now.
right,
It's okay. It's okay. Hey,
you're both
easy.
to the top of each
Easy.
other's hearts, so let's just
I
get
love
into
him.
these.
I love you, Jerm.
Yes, love you too, Doug. Love you too. But I told that guy, I told that guy there, they weren't ready. They're a couple pieces away there. Defensively, I'm not even gonna be mad at the defense this time. We're gonna talk about this offense. If you got a quarterback that you don't trust, a la Derek Carr, and you gonna have your running back sliding like he's playing first, like he, trying to steal second base and doesn't want to score, and then you come back and you lose by a point off a field goal. Oh, you gotta be you better special. And just shout out to Fitzpatrick, man. Came in cold off the bench, and he put that 24 carat. He put it in the air. That's just all we gonna say. I'm gonna let it be. But y'all gonna have to start listening. At some point, we're gonna have to use our ears to listen. Because Jerm be trying to get y'all the game, but y'all don't be wanting to listen to me.
Vic, go ahead. What's your thoughts on it?
There's a lot to talk about with this game, man. Like, I was excited about the Raiders. I'm still excited about their future. Okay. I'm the optimist guy that'll look to the future for things. You know what I mean? So the Raiders have a good future. Shout out to April. It's nice to see that she joins us today, despite what happened last night. Like Jerm alluded to, man, that the first thing, and I said it right there on the thread, Josh Jacobs there sliding at the 1 yard line. I mean, listen, you're trying to be, a team player, if you want to call it, or if it's the coaches that told him to do that. I don't know what happened, but I'm scoring in that situation. I cannot leave it to a kicker that had just literally missed an extra point the possession before. He ended up making the field goal, cool. But then you're finding yourself in a situation that, yes, probably rarely happens, probably never going to happen again. But I mean, you got to take the points in that situation, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. That's just kind of summarizes their season in terms of just the inconsistencies, the inconsistencies in the coaching staff as well. So, and then, to go with the Dolphins, man, Tua, we talked about it when he got drafted. We didn't feel like he was a top 5 pick. We didn't feel like he was a top 10 pick. We feel like his ceiling is very, very capped, and so far, again, I look to the future. We're supposed to give quarterbacks that position specifically some time to develop. But when it comes to that player and what he has shown, not only in college, but now in the NFL, he has a ceiling. And Fitzpatrick came in. You can see right away how he can see the field better, get the ball down the field better. And what Fitzpatrick doesn't have is the consistencies with his accuracy and his decision making. If he was able to fix those things, okay, because now he's an older player, he would have been a much better quarterback. But right now, he is the Dolphins quarterback. Okay, and he should be the quarterback for next season as well. I just honestly, I can't see much more of Tua. I'm over it already. I hope he proves me wrong, but I'm over Tua already. Again, when it comes to the Raiders, just we're looking out for the future. That's all. Go ahead, because I got, like I can say, a lot more, and we got a lot more games to cover.
Yeah, again,
literally, Tua Tagovailoa is the light-skinned Teddy Bridgewater. Literally, not going to win you any games. He's going to be what the team around him provides.
Yeah.
If they're explosive, then he's going to look explosive. If you're getting plays like the one that we're getting from Gaskin, if you're going to get certain types of plays from the defense and the special teams, and the receivers around him are going to catch and run, then guess what? You're going to have a good day. Same thing as Teddy Bridgewater, but he's literally the light-skinned Teddy Bridgewater. Literally. Figuratively, literally, whatever you want to say. So now that you know, I want y'all to use y'all listening ears. And remember, Jerm said he's not going to win you very many games, and he's not going to lose you very many games. But one thing he will not do is he ain't the superstar that's going to put it on his back and get it for you.
Yeah.
He's not Mr. Go Get It. That's me.
I mean, I think that's ultimately the bottom line of how we feel about Tua. But MJ, anything you want to add to what you saw in that game yesterday?
So I was at a cigar lounge, and shouts out to Felicity Foundation. I've collaborated with them with Ball U Academy. We're going to do some great things next year. We're going to have a few
nice
fundraisers. We're going to give back to these kids in these communities. 2021 is looking promising.
Very nice. Nice.
This is called the Fat Bottom Betty. So this is now a staple on the show until I smoke it. So I'm giving out Fat Bottom Betties to everybody. First and foremost, Mo, you get it for the work that you put in at your job that is an undisclosed location without you. You were technically Santa on the low. We ain't gonna put your business out there, but you kind of was Santa. You got the beard now.
Ho, ho, ho.
Y'all better go get them. Also, for all of y'all, cheers to a good show. The things that you guys have said, you guys have been very clairvoyant this whole show. Whether they listen or not is going to be on them. That's their money. Trip. And, you know, this last one goes to Miami and the coach. I've been telling you that culture is different.
Yes.
When you play football for 60 minutes, good things happen for you. And one thing that the Raiders are going to have to learn is you can't play to lose, not to lose. You have to play to win. Herm Edwards said it. And if you don't play to win the game, funny things can really happen to you. When in doubt, get the touchdown. Especially if you're already up one score. You got to get that touchdown. But they will learn. They will get better from it. Sorry, Raider Nation. There is next year. You guys are building the right way. Now it's time to shore up the things that you need to get.
Raiders.
Well, I know you're tired of being right, ain't you?
What's that?
Do you ever get tired of being right?
No.
Because sometimes I get tired of being right in basketball. I be trying to tell people earlier, they be looking at me like I'm crazy. Like 2 years ago, I told people Kyrie is just as good as Steph or Dame Lillard if you give him the team that he needs. Now he's putting up 30 and putting sage on everybody. Everybody like, I didn't even know. I'm like, told you.
We tried to tell you.
Oh,
yup. You know what? Sometimes people just got to learn lessons the hard way, MJ. I've learned that's out of my control. Like Germ said, we can only give the game. You know, just to use one of the oldest lines in the book, you could only take a horse to the water. You can't make him drink it. You know, meanwhile, at the scene, yep. Meanwhile, at the scene, we bringing our own sand to the beach. Okay, that's the level we on.
Real quick, Mo. Shout out to Kenny Renee. He's been an active member in Views. He is now joining us. I invited him last week. You know, he asked if there's any room for Tua to grow. Like I said, man, I just think there's a ceiling. There's some things that maybe he can adjust to at the NFL level. But again, everybody has a ceiling. Everybody has a cap. You know what I mean? And when you compare him to Joe Burrow, when you compare him to Justin Herbert, I mean, the ceiling for those guys is unlimited right now.
Yeah.
But for Tua, I hope he can prove me wrong. There was some Drew Brees comparisons. I know Jerem almost threw up when we ran into that comparison, but you know, so you know, that's what it is with that. But shout out to Kenny, man. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Kenny, man. Kenny's also from the islands. He's been overseas a lot. So shout out to you for your service. Glad you back home. Well, he's not home. He's back home as in he's back stateside, somewhere in South Florida. We won't say exactly where, but
undisclosed.
Yeah.
And can we put a rule out when it comes to these quarterbacks to say that just because they win the Super Bowl does not necessarily mean that we were wrong? Because if you build the right team around anybody, you'll still have an opportunity in this NFL game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
For Christ's sake, Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl.
Right.
Nick Foles won a Super Bowl.
Right.
Not to say dudes are trash, but they're definitely not the caliber of a Tom Brady, of a Aaron Rodgers,
right,
or a Russell Wilson.
See, this conversation might go off the rails, so I'm gonna just make a comment and move on.
Yeah, this could go forever.
Anybody could win one. We'll just leave it at that. I'll let y'all figure out exactly what else I'm trying to. I'll let y'all dive into those layers.
All I'm gonna say is this, and we can move on just real quick. This is gonna take 5 seconds. I gave y'all the blueprint 3 years ago, and I said every team has something in common that have won one Super Bowl. Every team in the last 20 years that has won one Super Bowl has the same thing in common. I've given that game already. I ain't saying it no more.
Yeah.
Go search. That's all I'm gonna say. I've said this over and over again.
It's on his shirt. It's on his hoodie. It's right there.
It's real.
It's on his hoodie.
53 is the mic. Alert! I'm at the court.
That's the blueprint. He's wearing the blueprint.
Indeed. Hey, listen. Speaking of going to search, I hope the Arizona Cardinals go and do some soul searching this offseason, okay? Because there is no excuse for a team with this much talent to be 8-7 after they started 5-2. Now I think they've lost 6 or 7 or whatever it is. I mean, it is just something inexcusable. And what I said on our show yesterday is I don't know if Cliff Kingsbury is necessarily teaching Kyler how to play NFL quarterback, or if he's just teaching him the playbook. Because you can teach the playbook. You can teach the playbook to anybody. Same way anybody could go to any 4-year college program, study hard enough, read well enough, and you're gonna pass. But that doesn't necessarily mean when you go in the real world, you're gonna be able to excel in whatever field you go to.
That's a bar.
Hey, I've been soul searching myself. It's been a lot of time on the road, MJ. That's all you could do.
Exhibit A right here is a AAA card. Just so y'all know, I'm ready for us to AAA Cliff Kingsbury or whatever his name is the hell out of here. It's time to tow your ass out of here. After what I've seen this year, the ups and the downs, that has nothing to do with the quarterback not being good enough. That has everything to do with you teaching him how to play in your system and not teaching him how to play quarterback. Right. So with that being said, I need this AAA card, this card right here. We're going to tow him and his up out of here. There you go. That's all I have to say about that game.
See, I'm not quite ready to move on from Cliff because it's only year 2. They're still building. To be completely fair, he took over a pretty depleted roster. But what I will say is they need to get a professional quarterback coach in that building. And that's not to knock Cliff, but he's still got to get that experience. He's still got to learn himself what it really takes to coach a successful NFL quarterback. So they need to bring in somebody like the Buccaneers have like 6 of them. Grab one of them. Let them come in there, whether it's Tom Moore or I lost his name.
Byron Leftwich?
No.
There's a couple other ones.
He's an older one too, tan dude. Whatever, I'll remember it. But there's a lot of good quarterback coaches around the NFL. You can grab an assistant from here, from there, and let him join your coaching staff to teach Kyler how to play the quarterback, how to play the quarterback position, mechanics, understanding certain things, understanding the importance of anticipation, understanding what separation really means in the NFL. Like there's college open and then there's NFL open, and the difference, I guarantee you, is astronomical. It's the difference between Amazon Prime and USPS, but we'll leave it there. Vic, let you jump in on this. Here's my question to you. What is the significance of Arizona losing that game and San Francisco winning that game, and essentially now Arizona eliminated from the playoffs, more than likely?
I mean, I think it's big for the 49ers because they've been already eliminated last week. So it's big for them to go in there and take care of a division rival. You know what I mean? And take them out too. So now it's between the Rams and the Seahawks, which is a big game coming up next week. So, hey, the 49ers can at least take that from a season that's been really bad for them injury-wise. They can take that into 2021 and run with it. When it comes to Kyler, man, and you guys bring up some good points with Cliff. I mean, this is a guy that didn't have a great college coaching career himself. Right. You know what I mean? So, and that was a great point that you brought up more about the just the playbook and things like that. It's a very lethal playbook. It's the Mike Leach offense. They do a lot of things with it, a lot of things that help these quarterbacks, and it's just like backyard football almost. Just drop back and throw, drop back, run around a couple of times and throw. And it's not teaching them the fundamentals, of the position at the professional level. So that's some great points there, because you see Kyler's at time decision-making, Kyler's inaccuracies, So Kyler, we feel like, has some upside. I mean, he's shown it. He's shown he can throw the ball downfield. He's shown he can attack all blades of grass, is like we like to call it, on an NFL football field. But what is going to separate him from the elite level and just the mid tier is what changes he can make with decision making
Right.
and his accuracies and stuff like that.
Right.
And Jerm talks about it when it comes to Russell Wilson. You know, the height is a factor. The height is
Sure.
a factor for these situations. So with the Mike Leach offense, what they try to do is put gaps between the offensive linemen. Well, you know, they're gonna have to use that more often.
Sure. MJ, I'm gonna ask you a question, and
Sure.
not to try to get into too many narratives, but just to
No.
just to ask your opinion on this. Was yesterday that game, was it more about San Francisco or was it more about Arizona to you?
I think it's even on both. I've
Okay.
been telling you guys about San Francisco's culture and how even though everything went so horrible for them as far as, you know, the football guys not really looking out for them, from injuries, from instability at quarterback, your best football player started off missing a couple of weeks. It was just all bad for them, yet they continue to just fight and go through the grind. So that's a testament of what they've been doing all season. Just like, you know what, we're going to play who's in front of us and we're going to play them hard, and whatever happens, happens. As far as Arizona goes, I always tell people sports is like life. Like I always say this, any sport that you think of, you can compare it to something in life. And the one thing about professional sports, it is a have not game. So all of these things that we're saying that Kyler Murray needs, it's a very good chance that he may not ever get it. And that's the sad part of life. You know, it's a lot of kids right now in the community that can use a parent who know how to work stocks, who know how to start their own business.
Right.
But they don't have access to do that. So now what? They got to figure out something else, right? And that's basically how we have to approach this thing. Like, I know what they need. It's a lot of things we can look at because no sports player is perfect.
No.
But when you look at it, it's like, okay, what do they need and what are the chances of them actually getting it?
Right.
Like by the time Kyler Murray gets what he needs, he's probably gonna be what, seventh year, something around that area, in which now he has all of these habits that he's gonna have to break and unlearn if he chooses to do that.
Right.
And that's just the messed up part about the game. So when you tell me about, you know, Kingsbury and his shortcomings, and I look at Kyler Murray and I'm like, it's just a have not situation for him.
And you know, just listening to you kind of sparked something that I want to talk about when we get to the Jaguars or the Jets when it comes to tanking. So I'm gonna just hold that thought, and it's gonna be piggybacking rather off of what you said. Let's dive into these games, fellas. We got some great games. We're gonna dive into them. Let's start with one of the Rotel specials. You got the Indianapolis Colts at 10-4 versus the Pittsburgh Steelers at 11-3. Both of these teams, I mean, they're more than likely going to make the playoffs. It's just a matter of seeding and whether the Colts win the division, whether the Steelers are number 2 and number 3, all that. But more importantly, it is a big game because, again, these are two AFC heavyweights. Over-under is 43. The Steelers are 2-point favorites. For the Steelers, Chris Boswell is out, which means they had to activate a kicker from the practice squad. And if it's one thing we've seen ever since they moved that extra point back about 13 yards, 15 yards, whatever it is, kickers matter. Kickers matter more than ever. And we saw it last night. We see it every week. For the Colts, their two tackles, Braden Smith and Anthony Costanzo, are out. That is a big loss because, hey, no beef, no Lombardi, right? That is the one reason we have picked Indy over and over and over and over again this season. It's got nothing to do with the quarterback. It's got everything to do with the beef on both sides of the football. That's filet mignon, baby. And right now, the center part, the best part, when you cut and there's just a little bit of pink and it's all juicy, you don't need no steak sauce, they not there today. And that's going to be a big loss, especially with Baby Watt and the way he's been playing. And that front seven is still a very solid front seven, even though Bud Dupree is not there. So to me, the biggest impact on the field today are those two players that are not going to be on the field. Should be an interesting game either way. Vic, your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, when the day that they played the Redskins, we'll say week 13, that Monday night game, I said before the show they're going to have finished the season with 3 losses. The 3 losses were going to be the Bills, the Colts, and the Browns. Well, they ended up losing to the Redskins to the Washington football team that day. They end up losing to the Buffalo Bills the next week and the Bengals last week. I still think they take another L this week against the Colts. I just think that just the Colts is just a lot stronger football team right now. What is it that they're not playing well at right now? They're running the football better. Philip Rivers, as much criticism as we've had for him, he's playing better as well. And the defense has been great. And the Steelers, quite honestly, man, they're limping into the playoffs right now. The running game is non-existent. So now it's going to be on Ben. How much more can he carry this football team, carry this offense? The front seven, yes, has been better. Has still been playing very well, but I think it's just not going to be enough to stop the Colts today. I think the Steelers lose their fourth game, and the Colts will now be tied with them. 11-4. And then Juju, man, shout out to Juju, man. He's been a good player, but he's been kind of fooling around a little bit lately. Kind of gets smacked around after he, dances on people's logos. So I expect him a more focused Juju today.
Right.
Try to give that cover two defense that the Colts like to play a little bit of issues. See if they can win this football game. But I'm picking the Colts today, bro.
Okay. Germ, the Colts can clinch a playoff berth with a win today, plus a Baltimore loss, I think. But on the flip side, if they lose and Tennessee wins, Tennessee clinches the AFC South. So do you think there's a possibility for the Colts to clinch a playoff berth today?
This is what has to happen altogether. If the Colts lose, they're out of the playoffs. Unless Baltimore loses. Because Baltimore owns the tiebreaker. See how important that game is now that you played with Baltimore earlier this season? You don't take care of your business, this is what you get. Cleveland can't afford to lose today. Cleveland can't afford to lose, period, while Baltimore is on the horizon. And the Colts can't afford to lose. The only teams that can afford to lose right now, which I think this is where it gets interesting, is Tennessee and Pittsburgh. There's only two teams that can lose and drop because they own tiebreakers over Baltimore. So with that being said, if you are Pittsburgh, do you come out and play this week? What do you do? Because you're in a situation where it doesn't matter if you play the Colts. It doesn't matter if you play the Titans. You've already beaten the Titans. I don't really fear the Colts necessarily for two reasons. As good as that defense is, you still got to cover Tuchel, and that still fits into what I want to do as a quarterback. I'm just going to keep saying the same thing. I don't care how many times you play it. I don't care what it is that you do. Good quarterbacks are going to shred it. It's just going to happen.
It's a cute version of prevent. Go ahead.
Well, no, we seen last night a guy make a no-look pass against a cover two shell up the sideline. So if your safety play is not, In
fairness, that was horrible job by the corner. Horrible. Horrible.
Hey,
it exposes him to that though. It exposes him to that kind of play because of where he could have had more depth, obviously. But that's what the cover the call was terrible, bro.
Don't get me wrong.
No. But that's the problem. The depth is only going to be 5 to 7 yards, bro. The man caught the ball 36 yards down the field.
Yeah,
the safety.
We're gonna get into
the safety. Oh yeah, we will because the safety has to come over.
This is the NFL, and in today's NFL, there's a lot more match pattern reading than just straight up zone. And in that situation, when there was nobody else on that side, he should have kept going with the receiver. That is, Vic,
but you know what that is. So watch this. So watch this. That was Damon Arnett, the rookie that they should have never taken.
Yeah, so there you go. That's the conversation.
That's not on them. That's on Arnett, and that's on the coaching staff.
That's on the GM who thinking that a third round corner was a 20th overall pick worthy player.
So there you go. Here's the thing that we're gonna discover in this situation, and this is just how it goes. Colts win. If you win the next 2 weeks, you take care of your business, you get in. That's where you're at. You control your destiny. You have to go to Pittsburgh. You have to go to the Steelers and win today. Period. Browns, you have to win the next 2 weeks. Colts and Browns, y'all got to win to get in. It's that simple.
So you think the Colts win today?
Give me the Indianapolis Jonathan Taylor is comfortable Colts.
Wow.
That running game has been potent the last 3 weeks. Jonathan Taylor has gotten comfortable, which is a very key factor. And ultimately, Pittsburgh can go 11-5, and they're still going to be a factor in the playoffs because they can turn on a switch and they can get in and they can play against anybody. But I think you've lost key players on defense, and that hurts. That hurts.
Sure.
We talk about Vita Vea for the Bucks. Devin Bush for that linebacking core hurts.
Yeah.
Difference.
Believe it or not,
Yeah.
and then also Bud Dupree.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's it. Bud Dupree. Those 2 losses are huge. Give me the Colts today.
Yeah, I mean, to your point about Devin Bush, Germ, we talked so often about how they just needed a safety to go behind Shazier, but then when that awful tragedy happened, sports tragedy that is, on the field tragedy that is, because he still has his life and he's still recovering, and shout out to him. But when that injury happened, it became, well, who are we going to get to fill in for this guy? And they finally got him. And shout out to Devin Bush. He's doing well. He's recovering well. He's a great kid. So we hope that he comes back on the field next year ready to go. I'm still going to go with Pittsburgh in this one. That's just me. I don't see them losing 4 in a row. And I think that TJ Watt can take over this ball game today. And I think he has that type of impact, like his brother back in his prime and Aaron Donald and Khalil Mack, where he'll do just enough for Ben Roethlisberger to help him get over the hump and beat Indy. MJ, anything you want to add?
With the theme, have nots. What I would like to see Pittsburgh do is not worry about the fact that you don't have a run, but do things to counter the fact that you don't have a run. How about a few more jet sweeps? How about a few more shovel passes? How about some screenplays to get the ball out your hands and be able to get guys in space so that you can be able to get those 4 or 5 yard plays that you so eloquently need in the first and second down to make your third downs manageable. I think they're relying on Ben to do way too much. That's the reason why they're losing the last 3 games.
Yeah. And
also the receivers got to play better.
See, here's what I'm gonna say about that. That's exactly where I was going with
Deontay Johnson has to play better.
Period. That's exactly where I was going with it.
He drops balls like, I'm gonna drop this shot.
Even his routes, bro. His routes. He ran a comeback route. He ran a comeback route for being against the Bengals the other day.
Yeah.
The man did 3 steps, a shift to the left, a shift to the right, and then turns and pivots. Bro, 1-2, and it should be a pivot. Yeah. I need you to be tighten up on them steps. It should be 1-2, and you should be spinning off that back foot, going to outside. And instead, he's dude, you look stupid.
Why you do the Thriller though? He didn't do the Thriller.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He did. He was looking stupid. He was looking real ill out there, and he was going to be on the bench next to me. That's what. If I would have seen him run that route in the game when I was the coach, he'd have been on the bench next to me.
Well, see, here's the thing I want to say about that, and then we're gonna move on. The biggest strength is the biggest weakness in terms of these receivers. We call this offense a cocktail. Every ingredient serves a particular purpose.
Correct.
In the same token, there's not that much versatility involved in these players. It's just that each of these guys do a very specific set of things, and they got to continue to develop where they can do more.
Talk that talk.
Yeah. Next game on the lineup, another Rotel special. We're going with all the Rotel specials off the top. So you might have leftovers, you might be full, you might have some gas. That's okay. We got some major matchups for you today. The Los Angeles Rams versus the Seattle Seahawks. Playoff scenarios. In this one, the Seahawks can clinch it with a win. The Rams can clinch a playoff berth with a win, or a Chicago loss, not likely going to happen, an Arizona win, which we already know didn't happen. Vic, let's just go to you on this one. Over under 47.5. Seattle only 1 point favorites, meaning Vegas is telling you, man, we don't know what's going to happen. What you think, Vic?
Hey man, I'm excited for this game. Obviously, you got Russ. I mean, I still think he should be in the MVP running. And this game against a very tough Rams defense is, it's a perfect he's in a perfect position to show why I think he's one of the elite quarterbacks in this league. The matchup to look forward to is DK Metcalf against Jalen Ramsey. There's been some games where DK did well against him, especially rookie year last year. But then Jalen did a good job in the last game. So, they're going to definitely go back and forth for this game. It's a big game between them. I saw a stat where Aaron Donald, the most sacks he has against one quarterback is 12, and that's against Russell Wilson. We know why. That offensive line is pretty bad. And there was a period where they were playing well this season, and now they've been very inconsistent. So you mix that in with the way they use Aaron Donald, with the skills and the talent that he has. He's gonna cause a lot of noise today. For the Seahawks. So we're gonna see what happens with that. But I'm gonna pick the Seahawks today, just because I want to see Russ have a big game, and I think that in Seattle they can kind of put the Rams away to the side a little bit and get that third spot in the playoff race.
So you're going with Seattle.
I'm going with Seattle today.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you, Vic.
Go ahead.
Go on, LA.
I agree. No, I agree. Because you going LA?
Yes. The same reason why the Saints beat the Bucks twice.
Same reason why the Saints beat the Bucks twice.
Exact same reason. I just think that this LA team is built to be able to contain Russ enough to where they could just get him off the field a few times and then control the game, control Seattle with their running game.
Interesting.
So that way, it's like it's not about quarterbacks right now anymore.
Yeah.
Now it's just about ball control, and it's just about not turning the ball over, in which we know Goff can manage a game. Problem is he's not going to win you a game yet. He just hasn't learned that part yet. But he can manage the hell out of the game. If you put him in a situation where he's running, and he's executing Sean McVay's system, in which Sean McVay is going to have a lot of flood patterns, a lot of underneath patterns. You got really talented receivers. Once you get the ball to them in space, they're going to do the best rest for you. Cooper Kupp can get it in the backfield. Robert Woods can get it in the backfield. You have three other backs who you can hand it to. The best ingredient to beat an elite quarterback is to keep him off the field. And they have that blueprint down to a science. Hence the reason why the Saints was able to beat the Bucks. It's the same reason why I think the Rams will beat the Seattle Seahawks today.
See, this might make Vic very happy, because although you bring up a lot of very good points, MJ, again, you could tell when you were in the lab and you always in there. I'm going with Seattle because it's time. Like that's all I could tell you. It's time. It's time for this defense to play up to their level. It's time for this offense to be as efficient as they should be with the pieces they have available to them. And it's grown man football right now. And if Russell Wilson is, as Vic says, the best in the world, this is the time to show it. This is the time where you got to deliver, pun intended. Shout out to the delivery people. He's got to deliver today. And I'm hoping he does. And I'm hoping Jamal Adams leads this defense. And I'm hoping they can show that the last couple of weeks, the way this defense has been performing is more a result of their hard work and continuity rather than the quality of their opponents. That's what I'm counting on. So give me Seattle to win this game 27-23. Germ?
29-21 Seattle. No, nothing else to add.
Really? Wow, that is not what I was expecting you to go at all. All right. You got a fever? You sure? You good?
Well, first thing is, it's just really simple. Any team that is inconsistent as the Rams are, it's hard to invest into that stock. I can't invest into that stock.
I love when he talk that talk.
Oh.
I can't do it.
All right. Listen. Next game, I kind of went way off how we were supposed to go with this schedule.
I know.
That's okay. That's okay. Because anyways, whatever. Let's just get the heavy ones out the way, and then we'll run through, the little chips and whatever. We're going to do the main course, and then we're going to go to appetizers. That's how we're doing it today. All right.
Back.
Next game on the docket. This might be dessert by the time this game comes on. You got the Tennessee Titans versus the Green Bay Packers. Matt
Mm.
LaFleur, who his coaching prowess, I guess you could say, really came to life with what he did in Tennessee as an offensive coordinator when he was no longer under Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay and Mike Shanahan for that matter. That's a lot of big names to be under. So he really made his name to take that Packers job when he was with the Titans. They got a prime time special today. These two teams match up very well in a sense of the Titans' strength on offense is the Packers' biggest weakness on defense. And the Packers' strength on offense is a strength for the Titans' defense in terms of their ability to defend the pass in the air and cause chaos. They're not lockdown people, but they can cause chaos. They can cause turnovers, especially when that defense just knows, hey, we can just go after the quarterback. So this game has a very interesting clash to it. This game has, MJ talked about it earlier, the best way to defend a quarterback, an elite quarterback, is to keep him on the sidelines. So insert Derrick Henry over and over and over and over and over again. And that could be a recipe for a monumental win for the Tennessee Titans. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to make my prediction just yet. Germ, give us your perspective.
Germ's so simple for the rest of the show. Derrick Henry, Jonnu Smith, receivers on offense. Defense, confuse Aaron Rodgers, make him shift protections because he's not good at it at all, and you're going to get some sacks. That's the difference in the game. 29 is the theme of the day. 29-23. Let's go Titans.
Oh. MJ, your thoughts?
I agree with both of you guys in the Titans winning this one. I think the main reason behind it is Green Bay does not have any worries about clinching the NFC North. I think this is going to be a game that is not as important as it is to the Titans. And if Green Bay is smart enough, they'll start to utilize this game to shore up anything that they need to shore up in regards to going into the playoffs and hopefully making a Super Bowl run, because we all got to remember, the best team don't necessarily win in the NFL. It's the hottest team because of how the stats. So whoever goes in at the hottest, which is why what you guys said about Seattle is so pivotal, and I'm rooting for them to do that, because if they get hot at the right time, if Tampa Bay get hot at the right time, if Green Bay get hot at the right time, we're going to have a hell of a playoffs. Because now it's just about who's going to make a play.
Who's going to show up?
One of the plays. Yeah. This is going to be like, it's literally going to be a chess match for 60 minutes. And if you know us lab guys, we are salivating at the mouth to watch those. But we need to see all of them in their best form. And I think with LaFleur, he knows he has a playoff team. He knows who he has. But he also knows the certain things he needs to get better at. I wouldn't be shocked to see Green Bay flirt with some 8 in the box with Henry, just in case they run into a run-heavy team in the playoffs for the NFC.
Sure.
And if they do that, now we got to look at Corey Davis and we got to look at the play action. Can y'all corners handle that? Are y'all safeties ready for that smoke on the play action? Those are the questions we have to answer. I don't think they are. Hence the reason why I'm taking the Titans. Vic?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go with the Titans as well. I think they're just gonna get a lot of Derrick Henry today. They're trying to get him to 2,000, and he has 1,679 right now, 1,679 yards. I think he runs for 150. So if you have Derrick Henry, in your fantasy lineups, I think he may win you a championship this week, because the Packers have been playing better. Run defense over the last couple years, they've been very bad. It's a better run defense this week. I think they're 11th in the league this year. So, but I just too much Derrick Henry. I think in that cold weather as well, it's just going to be too much for them to handle. Corey Davis is having an outstanding season. We know what AJ Brown has done. This is a better Titans football team, and even though there has been some inconsistencies this year, Overall, they're been playing better, and it's great to be playing like this before the playoffs because we know some teams that are limping into the playoffs right now. So,
Right.
But give me the Titans and a lot of Derrick Henry today.
Yeah, I mean, look, first of all, for the Packers, Will Redmond is out, the safety, and then the tight end Sternberger is out. I think the reason you see all of us picking the Titans to win this game is just because of what the lab dictates the weakness is and what the strengths are. And this just seems like a game that Tennessee is going to go in there. They're going to know what to do. They're going to have a game plan. They're going to stick to their game plan. And Green Bay is not going to be expected to get punched in the mouth. And I think they're going to get punched in the mouth early. And we're going to see what this Green Bay team is truly, truly made of. So if it goes down the way we expect it to, and Green Bay ends up with a win, then you really got to say, okay, maybe this is a different Green Bay team this year. Like MJ said, you put 8 men in the box, try it, because you got to show not just Derrick Henry, not just your defense. You got to show the other teams in the NFC that, hey, you're going to have to pass this ball on us. You can't just run the ball over and over and keep our quarterback on the sidelines. So this is a big, important game. I think the Titans win. And just like I thought, just like I said earlier, I think the Steelers will win. Therefore, I think the Titans will clinch their division tonight on Sunday Night Football.
Go ahead,
bro.
One more thing about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, at some point, you are going to have to learn how to play a 60-minute chess game, which means you're going to have to be patient for all 60 minutes until you can show us that, because that's the only thing that's keeping you from being in the same breath as Tom Brady, in my opinion. We know you're going to get antsy. We know you're going to try to force a play because it's just in you to be able to just want to be able to make that play. Or we know that you're not going to try a tight window if you think it could lead to an interception.
Aaron Rodgers, go ahead. Finish
those three things. Yeah, those three things are the reason why you only have one Super Bowl versus having 3.
Yeah.
Simply put, Aaron Rodgers does not do the boring things. Germ so simple.
Hey.
Yeah, I bet it more complicated. Sorry.
All right. Next games on the docket. We got 2 AFC North games, or 2 teams involving AFC North teams that are very critical for the AFC seedings moving forward. First, you got the New York Giants versus the Baltimore Ravens. Over-under is 44. Ravens 9.5-point favorites. Daniel Jones in, Golden Tate out. The next game is the Cleveland Browns traveling to the 1-13 New York Spirit Airlines. You're still the Spirit Airlines, baby, but at least you got a dub in there. Congratulations to you. Knocking over my mic and everything. Can't believe the Jets actually won a damn game. Unbelievable. I'm serious, man. It's been crazy.
Yeah, come on, please.
Yeah, hey, listen. They kept hearing us talk about Spirit Airlines. They said, and I took that personally. They beat the Rams.
Let me just say this now. Browns are without their top 4 receivers and 2 of their top 4 linebackers, which is going to be interesting. So we're going to see some interesting things today. But what the Browns do have is they have this 13 personnel set that I ain't seen nobody do nothing with all season. And that's 3 tight ends, a running back, and 1 receiver. Mm-hmm. And that means that dude, Harrison Bryant, the tight end, rookie tight end this year, he needs to be a bigger part of the game plan moving forward. If I see David Njoku on a screen pass today, I'm going to scream because I seen this man cut inside and call himself. Okay.
Irony of that is that's what we've been begging Tampa Bay to do. And for Cleveland to do it before Tampa Bay, I guess that's 2020 in a nutshell.
Well, Tampa Bay actually was doing it when O.J. Howard went out.
Yep.
Which is funny. O.J. went up the seam with like a deer, and Brady hit him on the numbers. But we ain't going to talk about that because that's a sensitive subject. Yeah. But with that being said, because listen, O.J. was filthy. And we imagine having O.J. in that offense right now. The thing I want to see right now is this. At the end of the day, for Cleveland, run the ball, get it to your tight ends. You have players there that are going to be able to catch the ball. Marvin Hall is capable of being a decent receiver. Derek Willis was on the team last year. Baker is familiar with a couple of these players. They'll be fine. They should win this game, and they should win by 10 plus because they should be able to control it. Period, point blank. Now, Baltimore is really simple for me. I don't have any faith that they can win this game because I think the Giants have the ability to stop the run. That's the key part of this. I think Jabril Peppers, I'm about to say something crazy. I think Jabril Peppers is the recipe for Lamar Jackson. That is an interesting matchup to me. I can't pick. You know what? Chances make champions. Give me the Giants.
Yo, why are you taking my thunder, bro? Damn, yo.
Hey, champion. That is a bar.
Damn. Go ahead, Vic.
Listen, I thought I was gonna be the one to drop that bomb today. I'm taking the Giants today too.
Okay.
Jabril Peppers and that Giants defense has been very solid. They did a decent job stopping Kyler Murray. So there's a chance. I know Lamar Jackson is a little bit faster, a little bit quicker, a little bit shiftier than Kyler is, but I think they have a chance. This is a Ravens offense, though, fellas, that has averaging 40 points a game the last 3 weeks.
Yep.
With Lamar Jackson, Germ, with a passer rating over 100 in those 3 games. So you muted yourself.
You on mute. You know what? That's the universe
You're
saying that we
professional,
don't need to
man.
hear what disrespectful manners are about to come
Yeah,
out of your mouth.
right. Let everybody get off real quick. Pause.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. We should have said no. Yes, we can hear you now.
All I'm saying is we watched these teams that they have played the last 3 weeks. Give them consistent bull, and I'm tired of it.
Fair.
I will say this. I'm going to pick the Ravens, and the reason why I'm going to pick the Ravens, it has nothing to do
because you're wearing purple. That's simple.
That too. Well, I didn't pick the Minnesota Vikings, but and they lost. But this does look nice, man. Go get the Hungry Humble Hustle purple.
Yes. Yeah, I gotta get that.
Yeah, gotta get it. But anywho, I'm picking the Ravens only because it's not about the Jabril Peppers and the Lamar Jackson matchup, but it's more along the lines of I don't think anybody in that linebacker court can do anything with Mark Andrews. Because we all know that's his first and second target besides running. And I just don't think that they're going to do anything to negate that. And all he has to do is just make a couple of throws to Mark Andrews. Eventually, that'll open up his lanes. Maybe Jabril Peppers have the discipline to be able to just stay put no matter what and let Mark Andrews have 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. We'll see.
Sure.
Real quick.
That's what I'm saying.
Real quick, they giving Dion some beef here in the chat.
Of course.
We're waiting for the camera to cut to Dion, and he's probably in the waiting room or something. But shout out to April. April said she has the Giants by 3 before me and Jeremy even said it. So
I mean, we have to wait till the game is presented, April. So I mean,
we're gonna see how that turns out.
We can't tell her to fix it, man. We don't even see her posture. We can't tell her to fix it.
I can't tell her to fix her posture.
Listen,
fix your attitude.
I'm going with the Ravens as well, MJ. I just think at the end of the day, I don't like the Giants. That's all.
I don't like neither team.
Yeah, shout out to Jorge. I don't like the Giants.
I like Jorge, but I don't like the Giants.
Judge, I'm not a fan.
I like Dennis and Dion, but I don't like the Ravens either.
Yeah, yeah,
true.
I don't like David Gettleman. I don't like Joe Judge as a coach. I'm just not a fan of anything that they're doing. I don't like the way they overvalue. I don't like the way they overvalue certain positions and reach in the draft. I just don't like anything that they're doing over there.
I don't like the read option play. I don't like the read option play that Daniel Jones seems to be falling on every play, and he be breaking away from defenses.
I mean,
I don't like the offensive line and how they're so inconsistent.
There's a lot not to like about New York. The only thing I do like is Logan Ryan and James Bradbury. That's about it.
Nah, but give me that down lineman or the front seven. Those 3 down linemen are outstanding for them. So
that's true.
I mean, Leonard with Big Tomlinson and Dexter Lawrence. Hey, that's what I'm saying. Hey, the Ravens got some
matchup. It's a good matchup.
They got some 350s to move today.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
350. You said F-150s, 350s.
What's the spread on that? Because I wouldn't take the spread with the Ravens.
I think what is it, 9?
Ravens are 9.5.
Oh,
yeah. No, I'm not either. I would take the Giants with the points. and I am expecting a good matchup. But I at the end of the day, I just think Daniel Jones will have a couple throws that go the other way. The Ravens may even score. I just think it's going to be one of those games where once again, Germ says, had this not happened, the Ravens would have lost. But yet somehow, some way, it did happen.
Well,
Hey,
guess
leave
what?
Saquon out of this, Trav.
Can we honestly like just accept the fact now that the Ravens pay Illuminati dues?
Somehow, some way, they do. Somehow, some
I
way.
think they pay Illuminati.
I think they got a back channel with For the Kingdom Productions, but that's just me. Shout out to Dennis King.
Yeah,
listen.
so Mo, just so you know, real quick before we go to the next game, if teams were more fundamentally sound, the Ravens wouldn't win as many games as they do. That's all we're gonna say.
If was a fifth, this will be gone.
Because every week I look like Black Youngster looking at the Ravens film. How did they win this game again? How did they do this?
You know.
He was actually up there for Alvin Kamara's 6 touchdowns, but I'll take that too.
Hey, it's multi-purpose. It's multi-purpose. Yeah, there's versatility there. And I'm also going with the Browns because they should have enough. By enough, I mean they got Nick Chubb, and he's better than anything the Jets have. So give me the Browns to win that one. And again, if all goes the way I expect it to, that means the Browns win on top of a Colts loss. Browns are playing in January. Shout out to Vic Jr., who was the first person to say they're going to win 10 games, and they might end up winning 11. Unbelievable.
Yeah, no, real quick on that. I don't know why there was a rumor that Nick Chubb had COVID, but German alluded to the receivers being out. It's because of COVID reasons.
Right.
So hopefully they recover soon. So it's a perfect timing for them to go against the Jets, even though the Jets just came off of a win on a good team. But Cleveland, should be able to handle this game.
No, the Rams came off of a loss of a slaw-ass performance. You got to say that right.
True.
Unbelievable. Next game on the docket, you got the Washington football team and Ron Rivera hosting Ron Rivera's former team in the Carolina Panthers. Fellas, the Panthers, I just realized this, are 4-10. You realize this team was like 3-1 at one point, or 4-1, or something crazy. I don't know what's happened there. They're not as bad as what their record shows. Honestly, it's just that they're still very young. They're still going through that football maturity. That's been the theme of the year. Shout out to Big Shot. And now on the flip side, you got Washington, who once the quarterback was stepped in there, it's like, okay, we got a driver now. We got all these people. Let's just start going, and they've been going. Alex Smith is indeed back. I'm taking Washington to win this game off of the strength of Alex Smith, off of the strength of Chase Young, and off of the fact that I just believe these 53 men love playing for Ron Rivera, and they know it will mean a lot to him, even though he'll never admit it, to beat Carolina today. And if Washington does end up winning today and the Ravens do end up beating the Giants,
playoffs,
FC Washington clinches the NFC least. And I would be so grateful because they are the best team in that division this year, and it ain't even close. So give me Washington to win that game. Vic?
Rumor has, or I don't know if you want to confirm, I don't think Alex Smith is starting today. I think we're still going with Dwayne Haskins, who's still mentally in and out, inconsistent with. I'll check it. Alex's.
I'm pretty sure Alex Smith is playing.
Yeah. They said
FC Washington, by the way. I don't have much to say. FC Washington.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I love when we do live.
Yeah, get the news out. Haskins, listen. I mean,
Haskins is on Harden vibes.
Bro, both of these teams, again, very young football teams, very good up and coming defenses. The Redskins might be a step ahead in terms of just because of that fine pass rush that they have. They have played a lot of close games this season. Both teams are obviously going in different directions when it comes to the season, with the Panthers going home and somehow the Redskins still being in contention. So I'm taking FC as well. That pass rush is just going to be crazy. And I think Dwayne Haskins, I mean, the focus is not there for the kid, obviously. Going out to strip clubs again last week. Some people are just ungrateful for what they have in life. But I get, today against the Panthers, I think they take care of business real quick. For Category 5, Josh Storms, he asked a running back question, he should fill in for fantasy. I'm taking Gio and I'm taking Eckler as well, bro. Gibson, I think he'll have a decent game, but without Terry McLaurin being available, I think the Panthers are going to be able to contain Antonio Gibson a little bit today. Eckler and Gio Bernard against Houston, which we'll get to in a little bit, should be a better matchup for you.
Germ.
Oh, already give me FC Washington.
Oh, my bad. I'm trying to get some organized here for the group.
Yeah.
MJ, your thoughts on this?
And shouts out to these strip clubs that are able to convince multi-million-dollar dudes to risk it all during COVID. Seriously. How good are you guys at your job? Seriously. You guys must be incredible, because when I went to strip clubs back in the day, all I looked at was just, women charging me to smell like body spray from Bath and Body Works. Like, that's just how I felt.
Talk about it. Talk about it, bro.
Like, I'm not taking this home, even if I could. Why would I?
Hey, we could have conversations all day about these, but we'll leave it.
But
for
again,
professional reasons.
It's maybe not my cup of tea. If you ask me, would I rather have a multi-million-dollar contract playing the game I supposedly love, or making it rain on a bunch of Bath and Body Works smelling women who are good at what their job? Sure. I think I'm still going to choose the first one. Even, no matter how good they are. You can put Malaya in there. You can put Malaya in there, and I'm still choosing the first one. And Malaya's like the GOAT of this.
That's the standard. Listen, and we're not knocking the hustle. One thing we will never do is knock the hustle.
Make your money whichever way you can.
Yeah.
Make money whichever way you can.
But hey, when it's costing you millions, that's when we're gonna knock you for your just negligence and lack of responsibility.
I'm not knocking anybody, because this so simple. Some people have value systems are a little bit different in life at this certain times in life. That's all it is.
In my opinion,
no, we're gonna hold people accountable, Germ.
We can hold them accountable. But by holding them accountable, we have to understand that the accountability aspect of that still says, if you choose to do this, you're making this choice. You have to live with that choice. So that means when you don't play on Sunday because you wanted to chase the booty on Saturday, that's not had nothing to do with everything that's going on. That's your accountability. That is your truth serum.
Right. That's the reason why I said he might be on Harden vibes, because you see it doesn't affect Harden's performance. In fact, his performance enhances after these said allegations. So maybe Dwayne Haskins, he need this to, activate his gas stuff. He might throw 300 yards, and then we could be like, yo, you could be the endorser of strip clubs.
You're right. You're right. So you're right.
I'm just saying for me.
I mean, and still at the end of the day, you see your background, MJ. That's how I felt when I first heard the news.
Hey, listen. Next game on the docket, you got the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Dallas Cowboys. Yich and more yich. Okay, -3 are the Eagles favored by. I got nothing to say. Give me the Cowboys for no good reason. Vic.
I mean, I'm just keeping it short as well. I think Dallas wins this game. There's not much to look forward to. Pretty two sad teams that had some big expectations this season, but obviously didn't play out. I'm taking Dallas.
Germ.
Healthier stock right now currently is actually the Eagles.
Sure.
Give me the Eagles.
Sure. I won't argue there. We got better things to argue about. MJ?
Once upon a time, this game meant something.
Yes.
Hope a couple of years it will mean something again. As of right now, it means nothing to me. So
which is sad.
All I care. Just
Shut
means
up.
nothing.
Hey, years past, it didn't matter the record.
Yeah.
We was going to talk about this game regardless. But this year, good Lord.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to 2021. Everybody reset for these two teams.
Hey.
Start all over again. We expect them to be
Vic,
in contention next year.
2021. Let's leave it at that.
Hey. Hey.
versus the Jaguars is the next game on the docket. Straight up, I saw Big Shot put "Return of the Mac" yesterday in the comments. I've been singing that song for the last 36 hours myself, Big Shot. I'm going with the Bears in this one simply because they're just the better team. Mitch Trubisky, I can't believe I'm about to say this. Mitch Trubisky is playing probably the best football of his life. And MJ, I got some breaking news for you. Same with Worldwide Les and Big Shot. According to sources near me, near the Akron River, you got a new Mitch Trubisky fan on the screen with us today. Let him introduce him to the public. Jeremy Merritt, sir. How does it feel that you are now a Trubisky? Hey, that man said, make True great again. That's what he said. That's what True said about Trubisky. Not my words. Yeah,
well, no Trisket biscuit. You know, I just want you to understand that Mr. Trubisky is better than Lamar Jackson. Shouts out to my guy Leon Williams in the comment who asked me that question. I've been saying this already. Now, I just want y'all to know this. If the Bears take care of business and they get into the playoffs, I don't want to hear anybody say anything because the Bears were sliding before Mitch got back into the lineup.
Facts.
We talk about they were on the they were you gotta see it. It's electric. Boogie, boogie, boogie. They were like that. So now them folks is let's shuffle. Oh, yeah, here we go now. Yeah. Now they the Cupid shuffle. So now we're having a little bit more success, but it's because Mitch has improved. Whether we want to say it or not, he has improved somewhat as a passer. We're just gonna call it what it is. Now, the key thing is you're working the players that you're supposed to work. The other thing is offensive line. David Montgomery, y'all starting to get yourselves going. That helps. Those are the things that are going on right now for the Bears. So the Bears, if you can run the football with that defense and Mitch can throw for 300 yards every game, you're going to win a lot of games. Period. It just is what it is. Because how many teams are going to score 24 points consistently against that defense? The answer to that question is unequivocally probably about 25%. And it really matters about the quarterback.
But
that's
John,
all I have to say. Give me the Bears today.
You just mentioned it, though. You said it's about the quarterback, but why is it about the quarterback all of a sudden? Because David Montgomery has finally showed he can hit the hole.
I mean, I told you that he was better than what he had been playing. I did tell you that.
I never said he wasn't. I mean,
but you were frustrated with him, bro, and I understand why you were
rightfully
frustrated.
Rightfully so.
Yes. You were right. But I think the offensive line. This is what I'll say about this COVID season, and this is something I'll say, and then I'll pass it to make it real simple. To be honest with y'all, the issue here with this COVID season is I'm noticing a lot of the running backs didn't have time to fill out the offensive lines.
Sure, that's fair.
And these last 4 or 5 weeks, outside of your extinctional great runners, we're talking about your Josh Jacobs, your Nick Chubbs. Outside of those elite tier, Le'Veon Bell, Andy Reid said last week, Le'Veon Bell is starting to find his chemistry with this offensive line.
Yeah.
And now I'm starting to see 1, 2, all right, let me get this 10 yards.
Yeah.
And now that I see that again, the best running back in football is still 26 who resides in KC. It's that simple.
I ain't gonna
and if y'all go back 3 weeks ago, I told y'all that was gonna happen with Le'Veon Bell.
Yes, you did.
I never. That's one of my guys. I'm never going away from. Listen, I will fight. Listen, Worldwide Les will fight you over certain people. Le'Veon Bell is one of those dudes that you don't say it to me, because I'll show you the film to show that man's feet are incredible. Yeah. Best feet at the running back position. Period.
Best.
But when I was saying about David Montgomery, my frustration came from was just simply effort. There are certain things in my running back I need to see to make sure that I know what's going on. I don't care about the yardage per se. Are you falling forward? Are you fighting for yards? He was not doing it at the beginning of the season. Hence the reason why I was so hard on him. When I saw him start running harder, I shut up.
No, it's
a hard game. He just literally ran harder. Yeah, the old holes probably opened up a little bit, but all he did was just really ran harder. I don't know what made him. I don't know what the coaches said to him. I don't know what anybody said to him. I don't know if it just finally clicked like, you know what? I'm just about to ball out. Whatever it is, salute to him. But these last 4 weeks, he just simply ran harder.
Right.
Sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes that's all.
No,
Yeah,
he has to
oh,
make
man.
up. He has to make up for his lack of quickness and speed. You know what I mean? By running more physically, and like you said, that forward lean, which is an actual scouting term, is something
Mhm.
that's important for NFL running backs.
Yeah.
Forward lean, having that forward momentum, low center of gravity to get those extra yards needed. I'm going with Chicago in this game. I think obviously they're just a better team. Jacksonville got some injuries. Their top two corners right now is out, as well as James Robinson, who also has been an outstanding running back. Shout out to him, undrafted rookie.
Yeah.
I mean, that kid has been a baller, but he's going to be out. I think they should just put him away for the rest of the season because, I mean, future. Look to your future. He might be your future running back now. So, again, just keep building. Chicago should be able to handle business like shout out to Leon Williams is saying here in the chat.
Hey, speaking of future, once again, part of the blueprint, right? Stop drafting a quarterback and then building your team. Build your team, and then when you see your quarterback, go get him. Philadelphia didn't tank to get Carson Wentz. They went and got him. The Chiefs didn't tank for Patrick Mahomes. They went and got him. Texans didn't tank for Deshaun Watson. They went and got him. So when you see your quarterback, don't tell me, oh, it's not wise to give up draft picks and this and that. When you see your quarterback, go and get him because nobody remembers what the Eagles gave up for Carson Wentz. Nobody remembers what the Chiefs gave up for Patrick Mahomes, and that's a fact. Do you remember?
Gone.
I don't.
It's gone. It's over. Like it clears your mind when things go well, right?
Exactly. So don't. This whole tanking stuff is dumb because these professional players, are not getting paid to lose. They want to win. And if you don't think so, look at Frank Gore's reaction when he got that first down against the Rams, and it looked like they just advanced to the playoffs with all those fist bumps. You thought it was MJ in Cleveland in '89. Anyways, next game, we're going to finish it up with these last three. Bengals versus Texans, rapid fire, fellas. Give me the Texans. I'm not picking the part-time Home Depot employee to win another game. I'm just not doing it. Give me Deshaun Watson. Give me the Texans. MJ?
Texans, please.
I couldn't put it together the right way I wanted to.
That's okay, Jeremy.
I wanted to say, talk to him. Listen, just real quick. Texans, if they win this game, they go from a top 6 situation all the way to around 11 or 12.
Mm-hmm.
So the Bengals will secure the 3rd spot in the draft this year, which they don't need to go any lower. I don't know why they won on Monday, but whatever. But that being said, hey Vic, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, I know.
But Texans, give me the Texans today. Bengals, you don't need to win nothing else.
Yeah.
No more wins.
No.
I mean, it's hard to tank in football, man, because you don't want nobody to get hurt. But I mean, you're right, dude. Like, the Texans as well, man. Like, I mean, you got a situation where Deshaun Watson, I mean, he's being graded by many various sources as a top 5 quarterback in the way he's played. He is 3 touchdowns away from setting the Texans record for the season. And just putting that into perspective for a 4-10 football team right now. I mean, the kid is special, but again, it's just a sad game again, like the Eagles and Cowboys. But give me the Texans in this game, and again, look forward to the future for these two teams as well.
Absolutely. Next game on the docket: Broncos versus Chargers. Both teams 5-9. Chargers 3-point home favorites. I just want to see Justin Herbert continue to get better, to be honest with you. So I'm going with Justin Herbert. I'm not going with the Chargers. I'm not going with Anthony Lynn, who, as much as I was an advocate for a year and even 2 seasons ago, he signed his pink slip, man. He has not handled this season very well at all. It's tough to have a coach lose his job coming off a season of so much uncertainty and so many unprecedented things. I mean, think about it. This was the first season ever where there was a football game played on every day of the week. But Anthony Lynn did himself no favors with the way he handled the press and some of the things he said and some of the football situations that have come up and how the Chargers have failed just miserably at it. So give me Justin Herbert to hopefully win this game. Give me. No, damn that. Give me the Broncos. Give me the Broncos. Give me the Broncos.
What just
I'm going with the
happened?
Broncos. I'm going with Drew Lock, the snowman. All right, give me the
Hey,
Broncos. Watch him go
listen,
crazy. Go ahead, MJ.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Whoever. Jump in
I
there.
got it.
Yeah.
Shout out to KG. I'm going Broncos as well. And y'all already know why I'm going to Broncos. I said this at the very beginning of the season. How y'all did Tyron Taylor was dirty.
Yeah.
And until y'all rectify that,
Yeah. Vic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go with Mo and picking Justin Herbert. You know, you guys know that was my guy coming out in this draft in terms of one of my favorite quarterbacks. You know, so again, seeing his development, but the Broncos, Drew Lock, I mean, he's basically, you know, hanging by a thread right now. Is he going to be the quarterback of the future for the Broncos? I mean, he's got 2 more weeks to show what he can do because he has been inconsistent. So again, I think the Chargers win this game, but Drew Lock and Justin Herbert again just get better. Another 2 teams looking forward to what their future provides as well.
And just excuse me. Apparently, the Broncos have announced that Vic Fangio will be back next year.
Mm.
That really is discouraging to me. I'll be honest about it. I have a lot of respect for Vic Fangio. I just don't think he's a coach for that team moving forward. But my opinion, Germ.
You know, I just want to just take this second to give out a disclaimer. KG, every time I apologize to you and not pick the Broncos win.
Hmm.
So therefore, we shall not do that. We shall just pick the Chargers.
Ooh. Okay. Some last piece of news before we get into the final game of the season. The Ravens have been fined $250,000 for violating COVID protocols, and then there is rumors going around that the Bears may end up marrying Mitch Trubisky. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, wow.
Brisket over the biscuit.
Falcons versus Chiefs, 4-10 versus 13-1. Fellas, did y'all realize this? The Chiefs have won 22 out of their last 23 games.
hey, the Golden State Warriors of football.
That's
Yeah,
stupid.
yes, they have won that many. Because
That is
remember,
stupid.
remember when Mahomes came back from his injury?
Right.
They haven't lost since that Tennessee
haven't
game, I
lost.
think it was.
Well, I think I'm gonna have to double check this, but I believe they beat Minnesota and then Mahomes came back.
Well, remember they lost in the Tennessee game by the field goal because the kicker got the field goal blocked. And after that, I don't think they lost since.
Right. Yes.
They
Well,
have not lost.
They lost to Oakland, but yeah.
Yeah.
And then they lost Oakland. Injury is to Julio Jones. He's out yet again with a hamstring. Darqueze Dennard with a quad is out. Ricardo Allen is questionable. For the Chiefs, Damian Wilson, the linebacker, is out with a knee injury. The rookie sensation running back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, is out with an ankle. Unfortunate for him, but as the guys talked about, Le'Veon Bell is finding his groove. Give me the Chiefs to win this game, 35-31 Chiefs. Germ?
Just give me the Chiefs. Really simply put, they have no business losing this game. Shouts out to Big Shot. He said Kansas City versus Georgia Tech. You know, only difference is they got more receivers and they don't have enough running backs. But go ahead.
I mean, I'm taking the Chiefs. I don't think this game is going to be close. I think they'll be resting by the fourth quarter. You know, something that Tampa Bay should have been doing yesterday was something that I wanted to get out in the show. Tampa should have.
We got time tomorrow.
They should have played 3 quarters, man. Damn.
Yeah,
but anyway,
we got time tomorrow.
No, you know, the Chiefs. I think the game won't be close. I think they'll have a big enough lead by the fourth quarter, and they'll be able to set out some guys. You know, shout out to Le'Veon Bell, like you guys said. I think he gets over 100 yards today too.
Shout out to everybody. Go ahead. I'm sorry, MJ. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Just give me the Tesla Chiefs.
The Tesla Chiefs. I like that one. The Tesla Chiefs. All right. Make sure you tune in tomorrow because tomorrow's channel we got NBA and NFL shows coming at you. 94 is going live sometime in the afternoon, I believe. MJ.
We'll figure it out.
We'll let y'all know.
Just have your subscriptions on ready, and you know when we go live, we go live. We ready.
Keep your notifications on. You should have the notifications on by now. If you don't, make sure you following us on Twitter. Make sure you following us on Instagram. We got a lot more content coming your way, especially with the playoffs right around the corner. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Big Shot, KG, Leon, Josh Storms, April's in there, Kenny is in there, Dion is in there, Dennis is somewhere in there, I'm sure. So shout out to everybody in the comments. This has been another one. Make sure you enjoy the games. And that's about it. I do believe. Germ So True. You know what to do. Take us home.